Hola. So I thought I'll give you a heads up on how I'm doing. I'm fine. I am, especially the last couple of days, I'm doing pretty well. So I had my operation on the 4th of May, and I weighed before my operation. For 8 days I was on liquid diet, and after the operation I was 5 weeks on liquid diet. So my weight before I started the liquid diet was 140 kilos. I'd put some weight on before my operation, which is 315 pounds. On the day of operation, my weight was 136 kilos, which is 306 pounds. And yesterday I weighed 123.5 kilos, which is 278 pounds. So in total, I have lost 15.5 kilos, which is 27 pounds. Which is very good. I'm very happy with it. When I woke up from the operation, I was feeling really, really bad. I was in so much pain. I thought, oh my God, what have I done? Why did I do this to myself? It was so painful. And you know, and the support group that I'm in, everybody was saying, people who've had the operation were saying, oh, it was so easy. You know, there was no pain, everything went okay. Nah, not for me. I was in absolute agony. I really, you know, I was really, really regretting the operation the first couple of days. But it got better. It got better. And I stayed in the hospital. My operation was on a Thursday. On Friday I had a catheter. And on Friday afternoon they removed the catheter and they made me sit for a couple of hours. And then on Friday, sorry. And on Saturday I was told that I have to start walking. So I was walking around, and at the time in the hospital I was on clear liquids, which is like broth and things like what do you call them? You know, like chamomile tea and things like that, and water. I couldn't have anything for 24 hours after the operation. I was so thirsty. I was dying of thirst. And on the Sunday they let me out. So in the afternoon on Sunday I went out for a walk with my husband and our dog. And I mean, you know, it was 20 minutes, but it is a walk that I usually do in like 5 minutes. That's how I started. You know, I started doing first in the mornings, doing walks and slowly stretching them. And you know, eventually I was doing about 20 minutes walk, sitting down, and then 20 minutes back. The pain disappeared pretty quickly. I was on paracetamol 1 gram, which is the largest thing that you can have, the largest dose that you can have. I was on it 3 times a day at first, but then you know, I started only having it at night before I went to bed so that I could sleep. And then I think after 2 to 3 weeks, I was even able to turn in bed without being in pain. So that was a big thing for me. As I said, you know, my exercise really is just the walking at the moment. I can't do anything more. Because of the heat, I stopped going out for a walk with my husband and the dog, but I would go to the pool and just walk for about 35 to 45 minutes, just walk up and down in the pool. I'm not allowed to swim yet, not for 2 months after the operation. The 4th of July will be my 2 months limit. So the 4th of July, first thing in the morning, I'm going for a swim. The liquid diet. I didn't have a very good time with the liquid diet. The first protein shake that I was given, I had to make it myself. It was like in a sachet, and I had to add water to it and mix it. And I was very unhappy with that. I was having very bad abdominal pains, and you know, once I took it, I just could not be away from the toilet, because when I needed the toilet, I had to be there. And it was like explosive diarrhea. It was horrible. Too much information. So they changed it for me. They changed it to a pre-prepared one, which only had 18.8 grams of protein in it, in 18.8 in 200 mils. The other one was, I think, 30 in 200 mils. Or is it 40 in 200 mils? The one that they gave me, the one that they changed, that I had to change to, was without any fiber. The problem was that it was full of sugars. It had so much sugar in it, and my diabetes went haywire. And although I was supposed to have the full, 4 times a day, a full bottle, I could not, first of all, I could not drink more than half a bottle. Sometimes I had a bottle, but whenever I had a bottle afterwards, I mean, they say that there is something called dumping syndrome, and it happens to people who've had the bypass surgery. They say it doesn't happen to people who've had the stomach pouch, the stomach sleeve. It happened to me because I had palpitations. I felt like my neck was going to explode. I felt all my body was trembling. I felt sick. I didn't go as far as throwing up, but I felt pretty bad. So I stopped having a full bottle. So during the time that I was on that protein shake, I was having half the proteins that I'm supposed to have. So what I did is I started using, because they also gave me protein powder, and I started adding protein powder to my drinks to up my my protein intake, because I just could not have too much of that protein shake. And my diabetes, once I started having half a bottle instead of a full bottle, my diabetes stabilized. Anyway, now I'm on the next stage, which is soft food. Yesterday was the first time that I had any soft food. Oh, and another problem that I had with the liquid diet is heartburn and acid reflux. It was driving me mad because the shakes are sweet. Everything I was having was sweet. I was sick of I just wanted something salty or savory. So yesterday I was, I upped my medication, omeprazole it's called, to control the acidity. So now I'm on soft food. I had my first meal yesterday, my first soft meal yesterday. And the first one was just some stewed apples that I liquidized, put a little bit of cinnamon on top, and I was supposed to have 100 grams of that, and I did. And I already heard people saying that how hard it was to kind of eat all that you're supposed to eat. But for me, the first one was easy, really easy. The second meal was some milk and some bread. That went easy. The third one was 50 grams of chicken, and you had to have with it the white of an egg and 50 grams of vegetables. Of course, all mashed up, and the egg white cooked, and then I put them all in the food processor. Not together, I put the vegetables and the chicken separate, because I thought I should eat chicken first, the protein first, and if I felt that I couldn't eat it, then it's all right to leave the vegetables rather than the proteins. And that's what happened. I ate all the chicken, but like maybe a quarter of the vegetables. I have to eat every 2 hours. I'm supposed to have 9 meals a day. I can't have 9 meals a day. It's just too much for me. So the 2 morning meals, the one at 8 o'clock and at 10 o'clock, I'm having them together. And and because they're carbohydrates to give you energy, you know, with milk, I'm not, you know, I'm not that bothered. And then at 12 o'clock, you're supposed to have some fruits. Well, I'm supposed to have some fruits. At 2 o'clock is lunch, which was chicken, again with some pumpkin. And then at 4 o'clock, some fruits. At 6 o'clock, I could have green tea with bread or a couple of biscuits or something. And then at 8 o'clock, dinner, which can be chicken or fish, and with some vegetables. And at 10 o'clock, something else, and at 11 o'clock another thing. So I'm doing the 10 and 11 o'clock together, because I can't keep on eating until 11 o'clock and then go to bed straight. And I'm doing the 2 morning ones together. So instead of having 9, I'm having 7 meals. Last night I felt really, really bloated. So today I've, you know, everything that I've been looking at on the net. Most people who put the videos up are from the States. And in the States, they concentrate on high protein, low carbohydrate diet. And you know, their system is different. They start back on normal food much quicker than we do here. I'm supposed to be on this soft food phase for the next month. And you know, the list is very short, like 2 or 3 types of vegetables, 2 types, either chicken or fish, and you know, the rest of it is carbohydrates. I'm supposed to eat 90 grams of bread a day. Now, I didn't eat 90 grams of bread before the operation, you know? It's unbelievable how much. I mean, 90 grams of bread is this. This is 90 grams of bread. It's a lot of bread, you know, and it's a lot of carbohydrates. I'm in my, you know, I'm supposed to have 50 grams of protein and 110 or something, how much? 120 grams of carbohydrates, which I think is just too much. So I'm not having all the bread they're saying to me that I should have. And I haven't felt hungry, but I've only started back on the soft food yesterday. So with time, if I feel hungry, I would rather have a yogurt, you know, or maybe cottage cheese or something like that, rather than just eat. And it's not any carbohydrates that has, you know, that has anything that is good for you. It's just bread, empty carbohydrate. So I'm not happy with that. As I said, for now I'm having just 1 piece of bread a day. And with time, if I feel that I'm not feeling full, you know, within 2 or 3 weeks, then I would either up my protein or have more vegetables. I mean, I'd rather have vegetables and fruits for my carbohydrates than bread. What else can I tell you? Yeah, I'm feeling good.